we go. Alright, so for the compass that we've got here, I've got a slightly larger one so that we can all see it. Now, it doesn't seem to want to work. There we go. So the red is pointing to the North Pole, geographic. So that means it's a south-seeking pole. So this is a North Pole on this little compass here. So the red is our North Pole. So however our field lines are going to go, it's always in terms of how a North Pole is going to react. Okay? So we have the apparatus here for right-hand rule number 1. And if we turn on the current, we can see how the field lines are going to look. So I'm going to place it there, and we'll turn on the current, and you can see that the red of this is pointing in that direction. So in which direction would you say the current is flowing? Is it going from red to white, or from white to red?
White to red.
From red to white.
White to red. Sweet.
Whatever Helen didn't say.
Red's point, the field lines are going in this direction. If we move around, you can see it goes all the way around this way. So because I have to wrap my hand around the wire this way, which way is my thumb pointing? Up. So we're going from white to red, so the current's flowing in the wire in that direction. Alright, now if I reverse the current, you can see, oops, don't like this big compass. You can see that it changes. Now the red is pointing this way, so our field lines wrap around like this, and our current is flowing from white to red. Still, but I've changed the position somewhat. So that's the basics of right-hand rule 1. I can basically ask you in which direction is the current flowing, or which way are the field lines going to look, or which way will that compass point based on the way we set it up. Yep.
Okay, so there's, like, the alligator clips are connected to a positive and negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the positive one? Like, is it flowing, would that be the positive one, and that red would be the negative?
Yeah, this red would be the positive, and the black would be the negative.
Okay, so that means it's flowing from positive to negative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so for right-hand rule 2, using a slightly different apparatus, get these all tangled up. So again, we've coiled wire around. We've started by going over here, we go under here. Now, keeping in mind that the red is a south-seeking pole, it's going to point to the south pole of this electromagnet. So you'll have to remember that when you try and tell me which one the North Pole is. So can I get it? Someone who will help me? So I'll turn it on, and then you make sure we're in frame there. Are you ready? So very definite result. So this one's, the red's pointing to this corner here, so that is that's the South Pole, because this is a south-seeking pole on for this magnet. So this is the South Pole, which means that this end here is the North Pole. So in which direction is the current flowing in this wire? From white to red, and it's still going to be the same, right? Because I am not changing the clips down here. So from white to red, so that means if that's the North Pole, my thumb points to that end, and I wrap around, starting by going underneath here, I wrap around the wire like this. So this is how I would grab onto it, and this is my North Pole. Now for your quiz, I'm going to have 2 of these. One will be wrapped one way, one will be wrapped the other way. So you won't be able to just have it memorized, because Mr. Villa uses this one for all the demonstrations. Again, I reverse the current. I'm going to do it at the base here. Oh, that's hot. Ow. Okay, I'll edit that part out. Flipped it around at the base, so what's going to happen? Well, wow, it's a good compass. I got to use that. So now the south-seeking pole is here. So this is our South Pole. This is our North Pole as expected. So now we're flowing from red to white, and because we go over first, we have to wrap over this way, and our North Pole is over here. Okay? Pause. Alright, so for right hand rule number 3, we've got current carrying wire going through a permanent magnetic field. So lots of different ways I can ask questions here. I can tell you which one of these is the North Pole, which one is the South Pole, and the direction of the current in the wire, and ask you to tell me which way is the wire going to move. So that's not what I'm going to do right now. What I want you to do is tell me which one of these is going to be the North Pole and which one's going to be the South Pole. So we need to know which way the current's flowing on the wire. So that got pushed in. Don't know if you saw that on the video, but oh, and I just killed it. Well, that concludes our demonstration for the day. So it got pushed in, and I'll tell you that this is the North Pole, this is the South Pole. So which way was the current flowing in that wire when it was actually working?
Down.
Down. Field lines are going from, you can use your hand because I can't reach. Field lines are going this way. Force is the palm. It went in, so therefore thumb must point down. Yay!